Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Your most precious treasure remains unknown to you. You contain it just now, but you are not aware of it. The most essential treasure out of which everything is happening just now. The most important factor without which nothing can exist just now. The invaluable treasure is within you just now. Though you contain it always, you remain ignorant about it continuously. You never care to know about it. First of all, you do not know that you contain the treasure within because your focus is always outside. You never know that you contain the immeasurable, the most which cannot be explained through words, the ultimate potential within you just now. Without knowing the highest truth about you, you are simply carried away by all happenings within space to be real, to be real, to be real. So throughout the waking state, you don't know the essential truth about yourself. You assume and accept the treasure is only outside. To you, the treasure means some materials. You do not know the highest, the precious factor is beyond matter. The source of everything within space is within you. Just now, you contain it. By focusing attention only towards the outer objects which appear and disappear, you also get dejected and frustrated because there's no truth in it, but you give value to it and you assume that whatever that appears and disappears is the truth. Because you are yet to be aware of the innermost treasure within you, out of which Everything is appearing just now, but for your inner treasure, nothing can be known here, nothing can appear here. You never value yourself, your innermost self. You never care about yourself. Without caring yourself, without valuing yourself, how can you know your highest treasure, which is indescribable? The main factor which is responsible for everything that is appearing here, moving here, and functioning here is not outside of yourself, but it is from your own self just now. Just now, you know your presence without words. You cannot underestimate this presence, which remains beyond words, which is prior to words. You value only words, 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 not knowing from where they all happen, how any word happen. Word is just a movement. It just indicates something to communicate. Words are not you. You never know this secret also. You accept all words to be real, not knowing that it indicates something. Words are only indicators. Words are just movements. From where do they happen? Every movement begins from the stillness within you just now. You fail to know the unmoving center in you. You fail to observe the unmoving center in you. So you are simply carried away by every movement that happens spontaneously here. To be real, to be real, to be real. You never have the thirst to find out the source of everything here in space. You never investigate from where do all happen and how they all happen, how they all function, how they all disappear. Because you never, never, never focus attention on your inner self. You simply open your eyes and accept all happenings to be real. So naturally you get dejected. Naturally you get frustrated because you are yet to know the reality about it. You do not know that whatever that appears and disappears is not the truth. It's just a movie. It's just a show. It's just a play. It's just a drama. Where it is happening other than yourself. Yourself means your consciousness. Your consciousness means knowing the stillness within just now. You are very much conscious of your presence just now. And this presence is ever here. You can't miss it because it's not an object to move. It is your own subject. You fail to observe subject in you, you fail to abide the subject in you, you fail to note that yourself only contains everything, and out of yourself only the world is happening just now. Out of yourself only every moment is going on. Yourself is the source of entire manifestation within space just now. Do you have the courage to know about yourself? Naturally, you will abide in stillness and find out that your consciousness, yourself, is the source of everything that is happening here. You are courageous, then why not you make use of it? Why you are afraid or remain fearful to go inward? Because you need some object there also. You want to chase something. You don't want to observe anything. You do not know how to observe. You know only to chase things and get frustrated. That's all. Because you don't know the value about yourself. You don't know that everything, each and every object, irrespective of the size and volume or appearances, is just now happening out of your own self. Why not you find out? Why not you focus attention on yourself? Why do you give importance to yourself? Who can prevent you from knowing yourself? Because everyone or every form appears only in your consciousness just now. I cannot deceive you by telling any stories or fictions. What I am telling is the absolute fact about yourself. I expound this knowledge to your consciousness, which is searching itself. This knowledge is not for all. You contain everything just now. Why not you value it? Why you ignore it? You receive the knowledge, but ignore yourself. What's the use? It must become your knowing. Why I am taking this class? It's not only to indicate the truth in you, but also to make you aware of the exact truth of what you are. Do not ignore these teachings. By ignoring these teachings, you are ignoring yourself. You have got a very rare opportunity to wake up and realize what you are after coming here. You can't miss yourself. See, you contain everything just now. You lack nothing just now. Why do you remain ignorant? The most important essential factor is within you. Why not you explore it? Why not you be with it? Out of compassion only these talkings are coming. You contain it right now. And you are in it right now. Why you are unable to explore it? That means you don't care about yourself. You never focus on yourself. You want only knowledge. I'm not giving you knowledge. I'm here only to make it as your direct knowing. Don't miss the chance of knowing yourself. It's not only in waking state, even in sleep state or dream state. You are ever here. You never appear and disappear. Only the waking state appear and disappear. The sleep state appear and disappear. The dream state appear and disappear. You are the constant observer prior to all this appearance and disappearance. And you are already that. Why you are not exploring it? You just want to store it as a knowledge so that you can debate. Knowledge is not to debate. Knowledge is for your direct knowing. I tell you, don't get caught by any knowledge. You are more than the knowledge. You are prior to knowledge. Know this first. Every knowledge happens only in your consciousness. First, find out what this consciousness is, out of which you come to know that you exist as I amness. You are ever here, you are never absent. But to know your presence, this physical matrix is required. Only through this physical matrix, you come to know your presence as I amness. And your I amness is prior to space, prior to entire manifestation, prior to sound, prior to word, prior to movement, prior to all appearance and disappearances. You are the supreme. I tell you, you are the supreme. Still you remain ignorant about yourself. You are more interested only in receiving knowledge. You are afraid to practice it. Though you are the absolute beyond space, beyond consciousness. I wonder how you remain fearful and why you remain fearful. What makes you fearful here? Your fear shows that you are not yet conscious of yourself. You have not yet known the truth about yourself. You don't trust yourself. You don't love yourself. You never value yourself. Truth is available round the clock. It's open here now. Why not you? Be with it. You don't require any effort to know the truth. Effortlessly, you are that. When are you going to focus attention on yourself? When are you going to give preference to yourself? You want only this knowledge, or you want a knowing? You will not get any chance to receive this kind of knowledge from the source itself. Because you have been used to gather knowledge and store the knowledge and reproduce the knowledge as memory. I am not giving you any knowledge here. Enough of knowledge. I tell you, there's not even an iota of the truth within space. Then why are you wasting time in gathering knowledge and chasing after knowledge and chasing and running after materials? Why not you settle down inwardly? Why not you go inwardly? Which is preventing you? And who is here to prevent you other than your consciousness? If you say that something is preventing you, it is surely at the personality level. This knowledge is not to the personality. It is absolutely to the conscious level, to the consciousness within you. Your consciousness is the most lively principle, without which there's nothing here, including yourself. You cannot know yourself unless you are conscious. I know what you are, and I know what you accept yourself to be, which is not yourself. By accepting yourself to be something else which is not yourself, naturally you remain struggling. You give thousands of excuses to remain ignorant. Can you give any reason? To get awakened? Yes, I want to know myself. Sincerely. I don't want any words. Are you sincere to yourself? Do you respect yourself? Then listen to these teachings. You cannot miss yourself once you listen to these teachings. I am absolutely concerned about yourself, which remains totally ignorant in spite of its highest potential. Its highest potential remains unknown to itself because there are no person also here. You never know that you are consciousness. Then how will you know? How will you wake up? How will you find out the truth about yourself? The very basic essential itself is missing. Having come here, having listened to these teachings, naturally your consciousness starts abiding in stillness, starts valuing itself, and starts being with itself. Being with itself means just knowing the stillness throughout the waking state. You can't miss it. It is there very much. Just now. Through movement, you are coming far away from the stillness. Because every words are happening only out of the stillness within you. First, your job is to close your eyes, know the stillness within. That's your first job. From there, you can observe. Then you know your highest value. Then you remain so calm, so peaceful, utterly joyful, totally relaxed, and all your actions will be more conscious, more meaningful. You will not hurt anyone, neither anyone will hurt you. All your actions will be universal. You will go beyond divisions. You will find love in everything. This love is not a matter, it is beyond matter, indescribable. You will find only joy and peace in all actions. Because everything is within you. Joy and peace is also within you. Only its expressions are outside. You will not bother about the expressions. Rather, you will dive deeply, and then you will transcend the duality also. Because you are the constant observer beyond duality. Somehow you are caught by the duality show as you are yet to be conscious of yourself. You are never conscious of yourself. You are most worried only about the reflections of the consciousness, the happenings of the consciousness within space. Continuously, you are perceiving only a movie which is not real, in which you also appear to be some form. That's why you are made to close your eyes and know the formless within you through stillness. This stillness is infinite. It has got no boundary. This is the beginning of your consciousness. And your consciousness begins its journey only through this stillness beyond words. Journey is beyond words, not through words. Note this. This journey is also not a movement, it is beyond movement. To make you understand, all these terms are used. Truth is beyond words, beyond movement. Stillness is beyond words, beyond movement. Your consciousness is also beyond words, beyond movement. So to know the truth about this consciousness, you need to abide in stillness and observe constantly. And you do not know how to observe, though you observe. Then how can you perceive the world without observation? First you observe, in your observation only everything appears to happen. But you never observe correctly. You observe the world or whatever that appears here by accepting yourself to be a person at the form level identity. So the story goes on. You never know that you are the observer prior to matter, prior to movement, prior to consciousness. Just now, you are only observing the consciousness and its movements, the consciousness and its play, the consciousness and its manifestations within space. Once you observe through identifications that you are so and so, so and so, so and so, the story goes on endlessly, endlessly, endless. There's no end to it. You want to prolong it because you don't want to break the story. Though you are the observer prior to the story, you are getting into the story at the form level, at the personality level, identifications. Then how will the story end? You are the observer prior to form, prior to identifications. Why not you observe without any identifications? Identifications are not you. You are prior to identifications. Once you know to observe silently, whatever the sound may be, you won't give value to the sound or the movement, but to yourself within. Yourself within is beyond movement. It is always in stillness. Just now you are made to close your eyes. What for? To observe the stillness within you. Now you are not perturbed because there's no world, there's no movement. Just now you are observing the stillness. That shows you are prior to stillness. There's no object within, so you don't identify anything here. Now you are observing the stillness and remaining without identification. There's nothing to compare about, nothing to discuss about. Once your eyes are closed, because you are free from the show. The reality about yourself begins here. The reality about yourself begins in this stillness. Why not you settle here? Why not you stabilize here? At least having received this knowledge, at least having come here, start valuing yourself. Start valuing the stillness within. Give importance to yourself. Otherwise, you will continuously miss yourself. Once you give value to yourself, once you start respecting yourself, you remain fearless because there's nothing here other than yourself. Your consciousness is fearlessness. This stillness is fearlessness. So fearlessness is your nature. Through this fearlessness, you can explore the ultimate absolute truth about yourself, the source of yourself, the source of your consciousness. Now you know to observe the stillness within. Now you remain beyond words. You remain peaceful and joyful. In the same way, even with eyes open, you start observing the world and every movement within space silently, without comments, without words. Then you remain free from the entire show that is continuously going on here. You observe the show, but you are not affected by the show. How can you get affected by the show when you are not the show? But you say still you are affected by such and such an incidents, such and such an happenings. Because you fail to know that you are the observer only. You are only observing a movie. How the movie affects you? Are you the movie? Are you not an observer? When are you going to know? How long are you going to sleep like this? Are you interested in yourself or not? Do you want to wake up or not? Totally. Waking up is total, not partial. You are the wholeness, beyond divisions, beyond duality. When are you going to know? You are already complete. When are you going to know? You are already total. When are you going to know? You are already perfect. When are you going to know? You miss nothing here You contain everything here. Whatever that appears, happens, or moves is only out of yourself. And yourself is never separate from the source. It is yourself is already relaxed in source. But you never relax. Then how can you know what you are? Relaxation is not outside. Relaxation is inward. Inwardly you are already relaxed, utterly relaxed. In deep sleep also you remain utterly relaxed, but you never know it. Now the same state is here. Why not you know it? In deep sleep you are no more conscious of yourself. So you do not know. Now you are very much conscious of yourself. Why not to relax? Whether your eyes are open or not, utterly you are inwardly relaxed. You remain identified, and get caught, and remain sad. And nothing is real, even including your sadness. Because you are entering into the movie through identification, and you are free from the movie when you do not identify. Why not you observe? The greatest courage is to observe silently, prior to words. The moment you start observing silently, you are free from the entire show, from the entire unreal movie. Only through silent observation and through constant observation and by observing prior to identifications and observing silently, your consciousness wakes up. First, you must know that you are only consciousness. And this can be known only by staying beyond words. To stay beyond words, first you must cut off yourself from the movie. So close your eyes. Initially you need to close your eyes. Now the movie is no more there. Observe silently. Now you are observing the most very powerful factor out of which every movement, every matter arises spontaneously. Truth is beyond words. So you cannot expect any words here. Truth is beyond matter. You cannot expect any matter within. Truth is formless. The stillness is also formless. This stillness is only the beginning. I tell you, it's only a beginning of the consciousness. It's the beginning of the truth. It is not the truth. It just indicates something within you. So observe silently, and through constant silent observation, you start observing the light also within. But that is also not final. You are more than the light. You are more than whatever perceive. A light is consciousness, and you are the observer prior to consciousness. Your consciousness wakes up totally from the duality show and knows that whatever appearances that happen within spaces as forms are only a dream. The birth of the form and the disappearance of the form are nothing but a dream within space, within duality. And your consciousness merges totally into the source of awareness and wakes up fully, wholly, and knows that nothing has never happened to it. And whatever observed throughout the waking state is not real. And it declares as I only observe. Nothing has never happened to me. And whatever observed are not me. They are all just reflections of the light within me. And there's no reality. It is absolutely like yourself lying down in the bed and observing every frame of the dream to be real, to be real, to be real. Once the dream is over, you come to know that the dream is not real, and whatever that appears within the dream is also not real. And exactly here, once your consciousness merges totally in awareness, it wakes up totally and knows that nothing has never happened to it, and says that I alone prevail here. Here, I means the absolute, the ultimate, infinitude of infinities, the eternal state, beyond birth and death. And you are already that, and you are always that. Never miss yourself, never miss your supreme, unexplainable, and indescribable beauty about yourself. I am here only to help you, only to wake up your consciousness, which remains struggling because of its ignorance about itself. I uproot the ignorance of your consciousness, which is trapped at the personality level unknowingly, and I make your consciousness to be more conscious of itself. Once your consciousness is more conscious of itself, it starts waking up. Right now, you are all in deep stillness. Now you are all one with me through stillness, beyond words. You are already connected to me. It's not only while closing your eyes, even when the eyes are open also, your consciousness is always within me. You are not separate from me. Trust me, I am here only to wake up your consciousness, provided you know the stillness in you and abide the stillness in you and stabilize the stillness in you and settle down in the stillness itself. I am here. Trust me. Abide in stillness and be with me. I am certain you will know that you are that already. will you